So Address prototype is pretty much getting there anyways, but it's right now just HTML elements and no real graphics. So what I want to do is actually get it some real images. So the place I typically go to for obtaining images and graphics for my applications, if I'm not getting them outsourced, is vectorstock.com, and it offers vector images for a pretty reasonable price. You have to purchase credits, and one credit is equal to $1 US, but for the vast majority of the images, the standard license, which allows for using the images in app development, is about $1 or 1 credit per image. So for Address, what I wanted to do was search for blocks for the numbers as they're falling. And there are very many pages of images. The one actually that I really liked was on the first page here. And these numbers here, I've actually already purchased it, standard license. Now just the difference between standard and extended license is, or expanded license, is that a standard license allows you to use the images for websites, banner ads, iPhone apps, or apps for other devices like BlackBerry or Android. The one thing that the standard license doesn't do is allow you to redistribute the images. For that, you'd have to pay for an extended license, which I think is about 25 credits, $25 per image. Also, if your app exceeds 250,000 downloads, I believe, then you would have to purchase the extended license as well. Not something that I or 99% of app developers probably need to worry about. So once downloaded, the image comes in a zip file of 3 different file types: a PDF, an AI image, and a JPEG. What I now do is turn to Inkscape, which is open source Illustrator type application that works with vector graphics, and can be exported to SVG or PNG files. So I will open the letter and number blocks, open up the PDF file, and it gives a little preview, and you can change the approximation for gradients as well as modify some other settings. I typically leave those as default. Click OK. And Inkscape will then import the PDF version of the vector graphic. Sometimes it's not as accurate as others, and you have to play around with those settings in order to get it to work. What I'm now going to do is take these numbers and group them and pull them aside. So, that'll make it easier. So I'm just grouping these elements. Now there are obviously other ways I could do this with CSS. Would rather not spend hours trying to figure out the CSS to make pretty block images with numbers, so I'm just grabbing the images for $1. Alright. So now at this point, what you can do is click File, Export Bitmap. selected, and you can choose your width and height. I will leave it at, let's change it to 200. Okay. Export. And it exports. And we can continue doing this for each one. There we have our numbers that I'll be using for the images for the blocks and address. And that is how I go about obtaining graphics for my apps.